Hello and good day, world. Historian Chris here for the Google, the long term forever for history. Um, yeah, I love YouTube. There's so many places like I want to make audiolog.com, and it's going to be just like a video game. And they're going to, I'm an entrepreneur, I just create things. As long as it happens, I'm happy. That's how I am. But yeah, pay me. But audio logging, it's just gonna host all your audio files. Like you'll be able to pick up. This happens. You can go on your craziest rant and leave like a little thing for your life, and then put it online, and then you'll have a profile. Everyone will have a profile, and then yeah, you can have it as an app. Because I haven't found anything like that. I've looked for that, because I do think the video's cool. Video's really cool. Who knows what technology you'll have later. Uh, yeah, the fact that the past dies is kind of interesting. Yeah, it is. It just ceases to be. The reason I feel like I am is I have had a body though my whole life. I'd be a damn fool if I thought it was because I had a soul. You know what I mean? Does a rock have a soul? Does every seashell have a soul? No, it's just kind of like life's just kind of just like dry beauty. You exist and then you're not. Anyway, warning: this episode will be a lot of video games. I'm gonna talk about my game I want to make. Every day is precious. I do what I want to do as if it was my last day. I'd want to make love to the girl of my dreams, but living in a Bill Gates, Jeffrey Epstein school dog training, like they told you were free, but you were as far from free as it came. I mean, it was just the exact opposite of that. It was like you're free to do what we told you, you know. And yeah, so anyway, an act of rebellion. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to deny the presence of a crypto market, and one of the reasons I'm single is women like me. I'd be able to. I could. If I had money, I'd be married tomorrow. I'd have a kid in like 9 months, right? I'd be totally fine with that. But the thing is that you can't raise a kid without money. And one of the things I learned growing up is that like my dad was a total failure. Total failure. Like he thought a tiny like couple thousand a year government job was enough, and it was heart-wrenchingly like cuz the family fights, right? The family fights over money. So anyway, like I live in my car. And I'm kind of like that level of like legit desperate homeless that I get protected by the system rather than hurt by it. They've all taken care of me. Like I've seen nothing but that. Yeah, really nice. That's one of the things of living in Jesus's America is when you do actually become like desperately. It's a deep situation. I mean, like if you've ever actually had to sit on your first curb, you know what I mean? If you ever actually had to realize that your connected life is over, and maybe that's why they say never complain, because people, if you complain about one thing, you can complain about anything. So yeah. Anyway. But if you don't say it, it doesn't get said, and some people need to relate. Yeah, this is a beautiful area in California. This is like I forget what it's called. It's this huge free range zone. It's designed for like off-roaders. For all the people who wanted to buy a luxury, I mean, this place is probably maintained by some company, right? It's immaculate though. It's green. There's not a. This is one of the cool things about this area of California. There's no laws. There's no rules here. Like the state that decided to throw out marijuana laws, or yeah, just like let you do what you want. They basically decide, do I like you or not? Do I want to let you stay? And they play arbiter. Yeah, some people get to stay, some people don't. And the way you stay is you say, I like the system. Well, my thing is I'm protecting children. That's like my ultimate goal is to protect kids because of religion. Like religion is weird. Like the fact that the Bible gives us 6,000 year history and says it's the word of God, and it's responsible literally for the genital mutilation of billions of men. It's responsible for some really awful shit. And it was done in the name of God, and it was done to me. My body was affected by it. I've had to live with it. I've had to live with the shame. Every partner I ever had commented, said you were genitally mutilated, and I was like, what? I couldn't hear it. I couldn't understand. Yeah, I got barbarically attacked, and I wasn't allowed to bring it up. Like the parts in the Bible, it was like I remember hearing about circumcision, like what? Like looking over, like what is this? What do you mean? Right? I was so innocent. I had no idea they had fucking attacked my dick with a knife. They had taken away its protective cover because the book that said the Earth is 6,000 years old told them to. You know, I'm at least a little pissed off. if not completely fucking betrayed. You guys said trust us, and you did this. You know why? Because man's an animal. I know I'm an animal. I hang out alone because everybody's afraid of me. I'm a giant. I'm bigger. I'm as big as a silverback. I'm bigger than all. Those people are in cages, and they throw half of them. So yeah, as a man, you gotta learn how to be meek. As a man, you gotta be like I learned how to put on the softest touch possible because people are relentless. They're relentless. And you'll always, as a man, you'll always have other men challenge your right to be in the space. Like, I cannot say one thing about my life. And here's the problem with putting my shit out on the internet, because it's Bill Gates' internet, right? As a single guy looking for chicks, I will never find a single girl on the internet ever, because it's run by Bill Gates. It's run by male programmers. You know how easy it is for a programmer to create a to hide something that does something that no one knows about? In proprietary software, easy. In proprietary software, there could be a company secret, there could be a boss only area of the code, and no one can actually see what it is. And he can do anything he likes with the internet. I totally think Bill Gates has set it up so that all the young single women, and he's already remember Pedo Island. I met girls in high school who were going to Pedo Island. I did. They met their soulmate. He's like 56 and he lives on this island. I was like, okay, right? It's true though. It's fucking true. So yeah, it's been rotten on love. Rotten as shit. Rotten as shit on love. Like, all the girls I like, every other boy likes. Like, feverishly, fightingly. Right? There were like 3 cute girls on my street growing up, and I saw nothing but like outlandish territorialism. Like, oh my god, started wars. The boys all started. The boys always chose me to attack because I'm like, haha. I think I have the best, right? And nature likes that because it wants to test and prove, but God has sucked, and that combined with like the genital mutilation, the death cult, like it's like you're going to hell probably, and this whole world is going to hell, right? And it's like, yeah, it said the Earth got started 6,000 years ago, though, and it's like we have human history back 300,000 years now, and we have global history back billions of years. We actually know those things. We know those things for a fact, and so growing up, the people who told me you can trust me, it's a dude with a knife who's going to cut a piece of my dick off and tell me I'm going to hell, right? And that's who these people normally. That's the level of trickery they're willing to put on. So do I think there's a possibility? Maybe this won't be about games at all. Do I think there's a possibility there's like mind control chemicals in the air? Oh yeah. I feel this like overwhelmingly need to be positive. Like my body can't be happier more. It's not possible. And I have just a massive head and massive intellect. Like I'm extremely smart. I'm so smart I can't even put it into words, right? Well, I mean, and I'm also like I live in a an animated world. Like I see things differently than other people do. I don't. I generated chi balls. I've been an example. I have magical co-occurrences, right? I'll have a song with the universe going on, and everywhere I go, that song is playing, like that sort of stuff. So yeah, is that it? We're all divine. Is there divinity? It is this weird situation. Like, if we have human history back 300,000 years, and God exists, and the Bible is not true, what does that mean? Maybe God has a non-interference policy? Maybe God doesn't mind if some people lie about him. It makes it juicier. If you can see the end, you'd be like, yeah, he may suffer for 80 years of his life with an uncomfortable disability brought about by a cruel mind alteration cult. But at least it's not forever. Well, the thing is the reincarnation religions gave a world history that was like quintillions of years old, and so they were incorrect. I don't think it's quintillions. Maybe it is, right? The thing that clued them into universe age, I'm pretty sure, was like mass and temperature of the sun. But if these people into the 2000s were genitally mutilating every baby in America, can I trust them about science? No, science is just a rebranded religion. Like, all the Mars photos are all colored red. Like, they were that way since 2013. It was like all those, like, the first photo came out was complete brown, as dirty, muddy, and soily brown as possible, and they quickly took it off and replaced it with a red photo that they had colorized because that's what the public expected. So, they're like, the people going, NASA's fake? Yeah, it might be. It might be. If it's not, the satellites work undeniably. There does seem to be, like, this structure right here is pretty fucking real. So, yeah, it's a new time. It's a new time to be alive. If in any lifetime my soul has ever touched any of your privates with knives or swords, oh my God, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. I did not deserve to do that to you. You didn't deserve to have that done to you. I wish for an apology complete, or no. If it's return karma, okay. I really fucked up. I shouldn't have done that, and I hope that's the last of it, and I won't be looking to do that in the future. But if it was just purely invented and there's no reincarnation, and like Chris just had to have a life where he was missing a part of his penis for a death cult, is that hardcore? Will history be like, all right, I admit that sucks. Let's just expose a sensitive part of you. Reminds me of that turtle born with a hole where its heart was out, right? It's like morbid. It's like you're like, this God loves you, but you're like a series of pumps and levers, right? That got here through billions of years. Like, I don't know. The God word comes from the Jews. Like, it does. Like, and it's funny because I was like, my whole life it's a huge cultural taboo in America because we're the heroes of World War II, that we're not allowed to question the Jews at all. They're great people, and the Nazis were 100% totally evil. Well, the hidden detail that they're like, what? That they aren't allowed to talk about is circumcision. The Jews are genital mutilators. The Jews believe two things that make them horrible neighbors. That they believe, number one, that extra part on your dick needs to come off and it's good for you, right? They're malicious. He's not your friend. He's not helping you. He's hurting you. He's changing you. He's changing it. Circumcision is a mean prank. Circumcision is a mean prank. It doesn't need to happen. It's a mean prank, 100%. The title God told us to do this is like, the reason why it hurts is you got guys doing, yeah. Whew. The Curse of Oak Island. Hey, this is a video that just came up recommended. Good timing. Curse of Oak Island. Anyway, yeah. Tough stuff, guys. I've had girlfriends. I've dated people. I dated a kickboxer. She was hot. Yeah. I've had enough dog kisses that, like, if it was just like, I could lick anybody, technically. I wouldn't want to lick people I didn't want to lick. I'm not like, yeah, I can't be talked into shit, but I don't really have that boundary. If it was normal, if I truly felt it, I would do it. But, yeah. Rock star. Drink it every day. Is it good for you? I don't know. I wish I got more of it. I have half left, and I wish I had more of it. But yeah, it's kind of like wicked. It's like, it is, and it's all about sex control. The reason the priest said that is he was trying. The reason the Bible got started is one human at some point used the stories in it to make himself powerful. He did. And the Bible messes up. It gives a literal lineage to the beginning of time. Of course, it writes it from the beginning of time, which is 6,000 years ago. But the way it describes, if time started 6,000 years ago, where'd the dinosaurs come from? We've looked at riverbeds and seen how salt deposits. It doesn't deposit quickly. Like, the thing people can't get their head around is like, wait, the Bible's a lie? Yeah, the Bible was concocted by a man. Humans are smart. The people who wrote Mass Effect, the people who wrote, like, the people who design computers, humans have fit billions of transistors. Humans have fit billions of tiny objects on tiny objects, right? Humans have nanofactories now. We make tiny things. Humans are epic. I'm sure I won't be the most interesting. I'm sure the most interesting, like, the people who are the true heroes of the age are probably not even heard of yet. I would look at microprocessors. I would look at genius scientists who managed to put it together. But it also might be possible that just due to nature, chemistry, structure of geometry, and like what we call the things that are all the same everywhere, there be some universal constants, maybe. There might be harmonic zones where new possibilities arise that weren't available elsewhere. That's where the whole God theory has come from, right? And I don't deny, like, I had that breach, right, where it was like 111, 111, 111. And then I went in the room, and at the time of the clock was one, like that horn going off right then. Those horns are like like I have been here where I can't hear a single train horn for hours, and they're all going, and then suddenly I just hear them like one after the other, like Odie. It's like nah, nah, like all this epic shit. Well, who cares? You know, I keep saying with life is like if life was supposed to work out, it would have. But I keep going back to evolution is that it is breeding. It is breeding. It's breeding. The diversification of species, a single-celled organism made gender. They basically developed gender, and then that was successful, right? And the genders are supposed to, because they need each other, they're supposed to be like the gender connection has to be solid for humans to be strong, but it's disruptive because you have gamers, you have people who are basically like, as soon as you have like one Bill Gates, right, all the men are fucking hissy right now because you can find girls outside, but you can't find girls online. It's been there's an angry hissy cucky doggy pile online called guys who can't find girlfriends, and it's been a disaster from day one. It really has. Like it's been a fucking nightmare. But that's Bill Gates' internet. It just makes sense. Like when I was in Bashes, and these cute blonde who is like skinny and really into me. She was a cashier. She turned around and she literally just said, "Have sex with me," because I was in there and I was riffing the whole time I was in there. I was talking, and she said it out loud. She's like, "Please fuck me." She said it in the store, and I've had that happen before. I have. I'm used to that. I've seen that go on. I can. This is why guys hate me. I can get away with things other guys just straight up can't get away with. Like, and the secret I learned with that is start dirty. Yeah, if you want to do anything you want, start at your worst, and then anything else you do, people will be happy with. So yeah. A person who's good who turns bad, they'll try to punish because they think he's law bound. But a person who starts bad, they'll take extra graces for. Yeah, I've learned like a certain amount of civil disbehavior gets greases the wheels, lets people know you're different. But yeah, I learned to think things differently. But it is like it's all about sex control, 100%. Planet Earth, yeah, it's all about sex control. It's you know, guys want to get it from girls, but guys can't get it while other guys are there. And so there's a number of strategies. Number one is called be bigger. Number two is called be smarter. Number three is called be richer. Number four, Christianity created be humble. Have a tiny dick and look ugly. Well, she's tired of this place. That's the only approved person, right? Christianity literally just makes it. Christianity is schizophrenic, but it is like the author is obviously bothered by sexually powerful men, and he thinks he can get it by on the audience and they won't notice. But I was like, wah, wah. Combusted. So yeah, circumcision. I tried to cover it, and they were like, "Oh, the what? The what is that? The the thing you already did to my dick?" I don't remember having a foreskin. It's a hot, searing knife to a baby. Hey, welcome to Earth. These are your first babies. Feel right away like, oh God, you wouldn't believe the things I've naturally intuited about children. You wouldn't believe it. They're completely sensitive and feeling, and they're new. The way you feel when you're on acid is how a baby feels. Scientists have said that. In acid, you'll just be shocked you ever had a bad day or could ever hurt anybody, But that happens through trauma. That happens through like long-term pain, right? You can't expect a person like a homeless person, like what can I do for them? Well, their strategy is deny them their medicine. You got free plant medicine that just grows, and they said you can't do that, that's your problem. No, their problem is your admonishment of that, is your shaming of that, because they can't ever be right for you. Because there's some people, they looked wrong, right? Their nose was slightly crooked, they had a problem from the beginning, and that crack developed into a chasm. Now, the thinking of reincarnation religions is that's their own fucking fault. They should have thought about that before they were a D-bag in a past life. My thinking of that is that since the reincarnations religions gave an earth that was way longer than science said, it might be possible that it's not true you reincarnate. It might be possible that this is and only ever will be our only life. That we will only ever have will be this one, right? Whoever's hearing this, this is it. You're an illusion created by the body, which came from whatever it came from, right? What made life? It's. Who knows? Who knows? But how do you get the time on the clock 11:11? The time on the clock was 11:11 when I walked in, and this hotel was just checking me in early. I had no idea who they are. Maybe I mentioned I love it. Maybe I have stalkers. You know what I mean? People who are interested. It is funny. Like most people have just written me off. Most people have wrongly written me off as saying I just want attention. Yes, I do want attention because well, one making an insult is a way a totally disregarded person can make it about themselves. Misbehavior does get attention, but yeah, most people are just ignored. Like most babies, they come out, slap, all right, you get a few moments of niceness with your mom, and then you're just fucking alone in the howling quiet of your own mind, right? And then they'll poison you. You already got attacked. They'll tell you like your dad thinking he's being a hero is really being a cruel villain, standing over a baby talking about he's going to hell and all that stuff. Like that shit sucks. That was really traumatic and awful to go through, and I really hate people. Like you think I don't? Look at what I've talked about on my page for hours and months and years is how you have been how is your modern history. It's about how you have been. People have a bad rap because that's who they are. So I am in favor of prison because it is a breeding game, right? Like send people to jail who are no good for others, like people you don't like, send them to prison. I'm the nephew of a director. You'll never send me to jail. I have 6 Emmys in my family, and that is not the coolest thing my family is known for. That's for a fact. So, yeah, you're gonna kiss my boots is what you're gonna do. Not cause I want that, but because I know that how all the guys would be otherwise, right? It's true. If a guy thinks you got no girls, oh, he'll disrespect you all day, cause he's gonna go tell her a story about how cool he was earlier. It's a fact. If he thinks you got girls, he's going to be nice to you all day. I've had periods of my life where I had a ton of women and periods of my life where I had no women. And it's night and day at how guys treat you. It is. When you got all the girls, oh my god, every guy is kissing your ass. And they do it, and you could watch it like clockwork. They do it until the point when they get something on you that they can materially take over, and then they try to wrest control of the breeding gang. It is like it's like they say it's kumbaya, they say it's peace and love. Nonsense. It is purely a turf war. Who has the land? Who has the food? Who has the women? The women are a type of turf. It's a womb turf, right? And the reason this is an issue is that's how nature works. If you don't get it on, if you didn't breed, we are billions of years into this. We are billions of years of consecutive breeding. By the time that we're talking about a mammal post-dinosaur, which who knows how wrong our Earth history is. Like, who knows what they'll figure out and how they'll build a measure. If it's totally right, that'd be amazing. I have to admit, their meteorology is usually pretty good. Meteorology is, like, spot on. Yeah, it's just fucked up. It's a fucked up world. It's a fucked up world. The media, like, is Ukraine even real? I think the Russian... I think it's like, yeah, let's do some minor wars so the men can go play Call of Duty. And they're kind of like, who cares who we hurt? It's an illusion anyway, just to distract them. Like, they don't want to talk about Pedo Island. Why are some of the old men using information schemes and recruiting? They've basically engineered a phishing scheme to attract all the young girls. I see it. They just disappear. The girls I know, by the time they're back in the cycle, by the time they're 22 and they're not hot anymore, their fucking shit's torn up. It looks like a fucking, looks like, sometimes it's like that. It's like so fucking loose. It's just trash. It really is. Like, if you're born in the lower class, you ain't gonna get any. You might luck out and get a good girl. Like, if I knew what I knew about life now, I would have actually fought those boys and got Shannon and Lauren. But they were like, guns were involved. Like, that's why they have prison too. Because people, like, now that these apes have guns, like, the first time a boy falls in love with a girl and finds out she has another man, murder's on the menu. You know, that's why the Bible exists. And so, kind of the coming around point, the end of the essay is like, yes, the Bible is an atrocious lie, and yes, it generally mutilates men, but also, don't judge me, by the way. You judge me, my soul will attack you. I will stab you. Bless me if you do anything. You'll get better. So anyway. Yeah, it's pretty shitty. So they were babes, Shannon and Lauren. Oh my god. I remember them forever. I met them once and it was great, but then, like, it just fell apart. It got bad. So. Yeah, the girl will do it, but she knows intuitively that she has to let the men fight. She can't let an untested man have her. But due to the confines of religion, there's a different moral code. I mean, they changed my dick over it. You don't think I didn't take Christianity seriously? I saw my dad sit with his eyes closed for an hour, and he talked about the whole damn thing like it was real. Yeah, I lived to the Christian code. And the Christian code was not that. I said, would I start a war on the street over some girls? That's how people are? Yeah, I kind of chose the life of just being alone. It was wretchedly brutal. It was actually awful, but as an adult, I respect it, given what I was given. But knowing what I know now, yeah, you had to fight him. Had to fight him. You just had to fight him. You just had to fight him. You had to fight him and win or fucking die trying. That was the only way you were going to get the girl and your own self-respect and the respect of the world. That person has, like, what we call, like, zeitgeist or wind horse, right? Somebody who has a tremendous amount of personal energy, like from a great, like a celebrity. Like, this dude pointed a gun semi at Will Smith, and Will Smith pushed it and touched it and turned it around and dismantled it. And he did that because he does that all day. He's Will Smith. He's used to saying something and it's just law. It just happens, right? He's like a gracious king. He's so rich, but he's rich in a cult of popularity. Like, I look at the early episodes of his TV show. It was all about him. He was the only winner in every episode. Everyone else was an idiot. Look at his comrade Carlton. Carlton is a fucking guy. Had no career, went nowhere, died. Maybe Will takes care of him. Maybe I don't know what it's like offset, but. You know, to me, it's, is Will Smith bad? No, but he's no better than anyone else. Shits and eats, thinks it's all about him, knows what he knows. He has emotions, you know. I know his wife is kind of ugly. He's kind of a cuck, you know. I can see through pants. I know what's going on down there, and it's a Christian situation, you know what I mean? So he's dealing with all sorts of problems. Like, Jesus was born of a virgin. Like, you don't understand. They make sex evil. They do. Because of 6,000-year-old history. So, yeah, it is the story. What's the story? Oh, I was genitally mutilated by a death cult that brainwashed me into thinking all these things weren't real. And then it told me to go into society, and society rejected me because I was a crazy person. It was awful. It was like, Christianity is literally like, okay, this is what we did to our God. So if you don't know that's not what we're gonna do to you, like, that's what it is. It's a suffering cult, and it's just done by angry old pedophiles who are mad they never got any. So yeah, so that's why all those old men are into young girls, is because when they're growing up, they were like virgin cucks. But Bill Gates, man, he did it at his school. He rearranged his whole school so all the girls were in his class, and that type of shit. As an adult with control of the internet, if you don't think Bill Gates doesn't have complete control of the internet, I bet he does. I bet he does. I bet he does. Like, okay, talking about the action I got in Flagstaff last year. There was the Crossroads girl. There was probably 8 times I got some serious action. And again, like, it was just like major flirting, you know, which is action to me, right? From cute ass women, and I don't go for ugly chicks. I have in the past, I have when I'm drunk, I have when I'm desperate, but we've all done that. I'm not that good. Look at me. I mean, come on. But yeah, I've had some hot ass women, especially recently, but never online. And never, even when I make myself look as good as possible, never online. Is it because no, it's because Bill Gates has segmented it. See, he'll give you an illusion. See, it's like if every girl has a live-in boyfriend, like it literally was every girl there was a widow. See, he wants single virgins who have great bodies, IQs, personalities, and are interesting. And I don't find any of those. They don't have those qualities. They don't have those qualities. I've gone through the lists for months. And what I realized is it's because some filter is rejecting the rejects. Like, do I have a semi-reject body? Yeah. Looking how I look, I mean, even though I can be really attractive, and I am a shapeshifter, I'll have times where I look different ways, right? Uh, I'm nowhere near I'm nowhere near a 6'8" basketball player with a dick to his knees and $300 million in his back pocket. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that. I'm not that cool, and that's cool right now. And so is the guy. It's like, where are the girls? Well, they're looking for that. Only the special pile of disabled people will ever find me. So, and I'm not even that great, and I'm fucking come from Christians, so I'm like half schizophrenic. You see God, right? Yeah, I see lights around me all the time. Are they real? Could that level of divinity be real? And the Bible be fake? No. So if the Bible's fake, then that means that level of divinity ain't real. So it goes back to breeding, right? In Christianity, you can be killed for certain things. Christianity is a hot, red knifed book. It is. It's a red knifed book. You know, it is a hot book, right? And it comes from a hot period of time. And they are fucking brutal. They're fucking brutal. They attack baby dicks with knives. Like, that book is hardcore. Their God got fucking tortured to death. Like, it really is true. Like, the Christianity is hardcore, and they treat people that way. And these are the people who run the country. These are the people who have the nukes, right? They're like Christianity. Here's how you get out of it. You just basically have to culturally mock it to death. You do. You just basically have to poke so much fun in it that people willingly choose to give it up. Like, there's no way Jesus Christ is saving us if the thing can't nail world history. Like, that's a shock. That's news in my time. Most people haven't come to say that yet or think it. I was saying it as early as the 90s. I was in the early wave of atheists because I was just a kid reacting. You know, I couldn't. It's not until now I could come to bear with circumcision what it meant as an evolutionarily earned part of my penis was removed due to some death cult that tortured the god to death, right? And that was done in this culture, and this culture just committed genocide against the fucking indigenous people, which, by the way, they're not much better. You know, I don't believe in hurting any Native American heads, but most of them are not Native Americans. Almost all of them are Asian immigrants. They just came here earlier and forgot because they have an oral tradition, right? Just the time it is. It's amazing it runs at all. Trains, amazing. Cars, amazing. Pain sucks. Maybe on the best heroin you'll never feel pain, but I don't know. I've never had that experience. I have no problem with it. I have a problem with somebody working for a pharmaceutical company telling me medicine that grows out of the ground isn't allowed, only theirs is. Right? To me, that's like, in making addiction the problem. You guys are stupid. You have to breathe every second. Addiction. You have to eat 24/7 to live. You don't ever see modern presidents eating. They like don't show it because it's like it's supposed to be like a lower form of consciousness. Like, you're just going to consume. You should make. So the Bible's not wrong, right? It's like it says things that people ended up thinking. You should get married. Let's share. No doing this. Remember what they did to Jesus, right? God's gonna get us all back up one day. It's just a morbid, vain promise to nothing, right? The reason I don't have kids is I don't think life is a gift. Like, hello, little person. Well, I know it's been awful. It's gonna get worse. Oh, yeah. You're welcome. The best you'll have is you can give that gift to someone else one day. But yeah. Girls are into daddies. All the angry people who hate the fact that young women like old men need to shut up. If she's there willingly and it's their choice, don't say shit. Who cares? Yeah, if you're being abducted or being manipulated or being like all those things, it's different. But if the person's like, yeah, I wouldn't rather be anywhere else. I don't care. I think that's legit. I think that's okay. You know. But anyway, yeah, these people suck. They do. They suck. It is. It is billions of years of evolution, which is about winning strategies. It is not about good and evil. It's not. Remember what the Bible did. Remember what humans have done. Remember what snakes do. Remember what spiders do. Remember what all these predators do. There's some animals that get energy from the sun. Everything else decides it's easier to just eat other shit. I'm that way. I've got an animal between a loaf of bread and my bag. I'm going to eat them. Right? And so it's don't mention we're monsters is kind of the name of the game, right? It's like a big river stuff, one flowing into the next. You know, who knows if there's a soul? Maybe reincarnation can happen, like maybe we're old souls from other planets. That's the starseed theory. There's just this basic idea that if existence exists, there must be a reason for it. You know, maybe we can't see it. If there's a micro and a macro, what if there's a super macro? What if the super macro is beyond what we've been, what we could even conceive of, right? It'd break us. Blood would come out of our nose. But yeah, life's not that bad. I guess it's not, but it's like I'm not alone just because of me. I'm alone because it is a cutthroat competitive society. There's limited resources. There's nodes of greatness. You don't think I don't want to be an IKEA furniture namer? There's like one of them, right? Of course I want to be that. But there's like one of them. You know, maybe like 10. How many IKEA furniture namers have they ever employed? You know, how many celebrities are there? Being a celebrity is a hotly contested thing. You got to feel like you deserve it. You got to have others want you to deserve it, and you got to move the money. You got to have lots of people want to come out to see you. You got to have supporters. You can't do it if people don't like you. You know, people hate you. You're never going to be a celebrity. You could become a controversial celebrity. There's those. They've existed. You know, is a guy friend? No. There's just not enough stable women going around because there's economic problems, right? You don't think I'm kidding? They print the money, and they print the money at the debt of the people who live here. It's for Europe, right? And then they make you owe it back. There's more sinks than faucets. Yeah, the dollar is an extremely they did that so the money they printed had value. They were afraid it wouldn't have value, so they said if they design it with scarcity, and it's designed with scarcity by word by name. It's designed to make it scarce, and it's to encourage labor. It's not because they want you to have wealth. They don't want you to have wealth. They want to make scarcity so they can create a Shark Tank. It's like a fucking experiment. So yeah, the win. I mean, when your winning criteria is able to eat others, you have the funniest thing about that is that the type of shark that wins, if you win so ultimately that you're the only one who breeds, right? You're the only one who has, and I think these guys in Pedo Island just wanted the girls for like the movie star effect. I don't even think they even had like they don't have like a farm of pregnant women, right? They're just like they just wanted to look cool. They hadn't taken it to the next step of what it's actually for like making an army. They were still playboys, right? Still trying to make that magic happen. Because at some point you stop being a playboy and you go, well, what wins? It's really just dominance. I'm here to conquer, right? I don't care what was done before me. That was for other people. That's not for me. That's never represented me. Never has. I don't have to listen. I don't have to. I don't care. I'm not a dog. You know. I don't care what words you've said about what area. I've I've watched your actions. It's pure Monkey Island. It's you know fortunately, due to pickup, I have like a lot of social tools. I can throw situations off like you wouldn't believe. Like I know how to you know what I mean? A distraction. Ooh, a distraction caster. I don't have that in my game yet. Anyway, yeah. This is the major philosophy. It didn't get to my game. What am I gonna call it? I'm gonna call it shortcomings. The shortcomings of Monkey Island. Oh yeah. It's not meant to be rude. It's just meant to remind you. Remember who we are. Remember what happened. Like watching the Microcosmos series, like seeing those single-celled organisms with all those organs. I felt a relationship. I felt a kinship with them. I'm a big version of that, with thoughts and words, right? So yeah, words don't go anywhere. There's no word that's going to make so much sense. You've heard enough. You get it. The point when you not get it is if you think anything these people are doing makes any sense at all. Nope, it's eat and fucking win. That's it. It's mine. This is my stuff, not your stuff. I'm smarter than you. That's who all the fishermen are. All the fishermen are people. All the guys who are like really cutthroat and win. They're guys who know that other guys are that way. They're guys who know that any other guy's gonna do that to him, so he may as well do it first. And that's what ruins it. And so that's why it's like religion. Like, yeah, Christianity was fake, but this guy's like, he's a rebel. He's like, try loving other people. Put yourself in their shoes. You know what I mean? Like, how about you work hard? I've been there. The world is filled with immature men that wanna skip the hard work and get the harvest. And human beings decided to say no. That's why we like the law. That's why we get frauds out. That's why we freaking punish people. Is because we don't want people going around hurting people. We decided there's a good type of person, but the problem is that when the land it's just all hypocrisy. It's just hypocrisy, you know. They do the things they tell you not to do in the name of keeping you from doing them. They murder. What's murder? Every cop has a gun. Cops can shoot people. They just can. They've done it before. Um, you know, they can bomb anyone all over the world. They can kidnap you. They'll send people to your house, terrorize you. They'll literally make it as loud and terrifying as possible, and they'll they'll put you in a fucking they'll kidnap you, and then they'll look at your money. They'll steal all your money, all in the name of you, all in the name of you violating them. They call it a violation. You violated us, right? It's a war. It's a fight. Do you think they're better? Yeah, they're all evil. They all eat to live. There's scarcity of resources. People go, "Oh, I'll live off the land." I was duped by that. This like kumbaya, this illusion of kumbaya in nature is just so fucking tepid. It just doesn't exist. These birds are flying around looking for something to eat. There's a reason there's not hundreds of them. Or maybe there are. There's just balances for areas. But yeah, I don't think human beings are out of balance yet. I think we're gonna go to the stars. And as complex as it is, I mean, I think the Bible did it. It said work hard. It dog trained a person to be truthful, honest, to work hard, never steal, never lie, never kill, to honor his parents, and then it made them. It did it through genital mutilation, gave them no choice. Mentally, it was like it says, if you sin, they'll take the rest. That's what it was. The whole thing was like, we are tired of men. We are tired of men. Every man wants to challenge the whole world to try to get all the girls, and we're sick of it. In the Wheel of Time series, it was Rand. Men have a darkness in them. They already assume women like it. Women will be a guy who tries to be the good like me. I get called a womanly bitch all the time. I've tried to embody like divine mother qualities. I've tried to embody like being kind and sensitive. Spiritual women have respected me a lot, but like normal men have not. Like they because I'm not there to fight. I'm not there to fight for turf, but a part of me is sad. Like if I don't do it, then it doesn't happen. Isn't it better that a fight happened? Now there's an epic story, right? So it is kind of like, the irony is you have to be willing to be a little bad. If you're willing to be bad because you know that's how it is, they'll let you go. But if you're bad because you're bad, then they never will. I've noticed that is how it works. But yeah, I'm 5'11". I have my shortcomings, and I'm like trying to make money. I don't have the wealth to provide for a family right now, and I think it's that economic thing is because of female harvesting. It's you can pay a poor girl $300 to suck your dick, but not a rich one. And so poor women are also skinny. I don't know why they like that. Maybe it represents a disempowerment of the female energy body, right? Like very Christian idea to hate your flesh, right? You're a sinner to begin with. You wicked sinner, you. Like the guy's lying to you, and then he says, God hates arrogant eyes. That's what he says. He says, God hates arrogant eyes. Well, where did he get that from? He was probably looking in someone's eyes and hated it. He just hated that person, and he said, God hates them. That's what time of day it is, you know. And there's a church on every corner. Like billions of babies got genitally mutilated up until the 2000s. You think I'm exaggerating how big of a problem this is? This is as big a deal as Hitler's right next door. They marched us overseas and said Hitler's over there. No, he was right next door. He was called Pastor Bob. He's Hitler. You know, you talk about the Jews. The Jews believe they're the chosen people of God. They think they're going to take over the whole world, and they practice genital mutilation. They're no better than the Nazis. The Nazis probably hate it. I guarantee if you change the lens, if you took the red lens of Nazi hate off and you took the blue lens of responding to a problem, I'm sure you'd see a lot of their stories were just straight up true. That they actually had a situation to deal with, because the book promises crazy things and they believe it to the point they change their bodies over it. It's a situation. It's like a real hot war. So, and we made friends with them. We're like, oh, those poor Jews. Here, you'll be our friends. And then they just took their knives to our babies over here. The chosen people win again. When God comes back, then you'll know. It's like that's crazy. It's like, it's Rat Island. Like if it wasn't like tragic, it would be hysterical. You know. Anyway, storage low. I gotta update this. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm not practicing anti-Semitism. My family's Jewish, but I'm not a Jew because it's just the world history is just not right, and you're changing baby dicks. This shit looks evolutionary, bro. You shouldn't be touching that. Like, that's why I make the point I make. If you'll notice, I didn't spend any time in my life talking shit about Jews before circumcision became an issue in my mind. Like, for real. It's all about circumcision. Both the problems in my life and the problems in other people's lives is about circumcision. It's such a present issue, but no one's allowed to say it. So, anyway, thanks for listening. Peace.